Hi everybody, been pretty busy riding at the moment, riding freelance. I don't really have much time to carry a camera with me. Not really any interesting projects pop up lately, so what I might do is just dissect some of these clinic footage vids that I have. Put little samples up on YouTube. This horse is a starter from what we did in Colorado. That's my right hand man Joe there, he's helping me. You're only as good as your right hand man. You need someone you can trust on the ground when you start horses. What we're doing now is just putting the rider on for the first time. We're going to take a few steps backwards. The reason we do this, horses can't buck backwards, they can't canter backwards. You're doing the opposite to what they normally do, which is go forward. The problem is going forward, sending them forward, you're switching on the flight response, and then that gets out of hand. So backwards, the flight response doesn't kick in. You can leave it in neutral. So that's what we're doing. We're pushing him back a few steps, leaving the flight response off. He gets to feel the girth. Once it's done up tight enough, we should be pretty right to move forward then without any bucking. He's a 2-year-old. He's actually very big. He's been well looked after. He's never had a bit in his mouth before either, so he's a bit funny there. But that's pretty much the job we're looking for anyway. It's pretty quiet start for him. Some people, when they put the girth on for the first time, they try and get the horse to walk a few steps forward, but then all hell breaks loose. The flight response kicks in and they take off bucking. Bucking is not very good for them. If someone might remember the YouTube stress test that I did with the heart rate monitor, we got horses going into cardiac arrest at 240 beats per minute. Putting a roller on, letting them buck, sends their heart rate up to 220, so it's not really the best start for them. This is much easier, much cooler. Just put the roller on, gear on, and make sure the first steps are backwards in the backwards gear. Now they're not going to go back a few and then go forward. Once they've clicked into that backwards gear with the first few steps, they're stuck in reverse, so you can just keep pushing them back if you like. Once you've taken a few steps, they've felt the girth, then you can move them forward, and you pretty much skip the whole bucking phase altogether. As I said, this horse has been very well looked after. He's been very well handled. He's never had a bit in his mouth. He's never been ridden, so that's what we're going to do here. I'm just making sure everything's ready and good to go before I jump on, because I won't have time to fix things when I get on. Now normally I put him in the half tap stance by flexing his head and spread those front legs a bit more, but he just seemed okay with this. He seemed ready for it, so it's just a judgment call you make. I mean, for safety reasons, yeah, you could half tap everything before you jump on, but sometimes you get a feeling, a vibe from the horse that they're ready for this. A lot of these horses are actually looking for some interaction, so for a horse that's never been jumped on before, I think he's pretty good. He's a little bit big, so it'll just take me a few jumps to get ready. He's eased back, he's paying attention. I'm not really threatening him in any way. He's just wondering what's going on. There's someone jumping on my back. Now, if you can, just try and sneak your leg over quietly. But once you've got that leg over, you're good to go. You can control it from there. Now he's actually done me a favour by moving his feet. He's moving his feet himself, which is good, because I really wanted to get him used to my weight. And for the ones that don't move their feet, when you just jump on and they just stand there, that's fine. Like he's doing now, just wait it out. You'll probably find once they've accepted you, they'll relax one of the back legs. They might take a step back or a step forward just to try. But be very careful, just because you can sit on them like this doesn't mean they've accepted you. They've accepted you in a static position. So be very careful how you move off. He seems very quiet now, but I won't underestimate him. He could take off in a couple of steps forward, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to control that. My first steps will be in a small circle. Every time I do this, I do the same thing. I make sure I control the first steps, control the horse so it doesn't go south. Never walk these horses off on a straight line when you get on them for the first time. You're only looking for trouble. They'll get momentum up, and you're gonna turn it into a train wreck, and it's gonna make a habit, and you're gonna have to try and fix that. So what I do is every time I do this, I make sure the horses walk in a circle. You can do some flexing first, doesn't really matter. You've got all day. This is their first ride. There's no expectations there. As long as I can sit on him and he's quiet, that's pretty much enough for the first day. I think there's no rush. He's 2-year-old. He's going to live in 20 or 30 years old. It doesn't have to be done all in one day today. So we'll see how far we can get that, just for the sake of the clinic. But I'd be happy with just sitting on him. With the gear on for the first time without any bucking, that's more than enough progress, I think, for a first day. As you see, he's just taking it all in. He hasn't been raced around the round pen. He's very cool. He's not hot-tempered and switched on. I think that's a better way to deal with these horses, these starters. Keep them cool. They're like kids. They're mentally at a children's stage. Your kid's chucking a tantrum. It's no point trying to talk to him because he's not going to listen. Wait till he cools down and then explain why you did this or why he hasn't got that. These horses are the same. The cooler you keep them, the more they can absorb and take in. Soak, some people call it. I just go at a very slow pace and let him just take things in one at a time. The original plan for this horse was just to bring him to the clinic just for exposure, just introducing the new things. He wasn't even going to be ridden. Then I thought it'd be a good idea to put him in the truck, bring him to the clinic, let him have a look at a few different things. But she saw the way we did some of the other horses, the other starters before him, and thought, well, if you're only going to walk around, I suppose you can jump on him and give him a ride and see how he goes. So that's what we're doing. So we weren't even expecting to ride this one. So far so good. Like I said, he's never had the gear on, he's never had a bit on. I'm sitting on him, so I'm pretty much ahead of schedule. It's only been 5 minutes so far. I've got him moving his feet. Now I don't mind him going around in circles. If you can get one way, you'll get the other, but sometimes going the opposite way just takes, it's another different move for him, something that has to be introduced going the opposite direction. So even if I have to go 10 revolutions one way just to get one good one the other way, that's okay. Even if you just go one direction for the first day, you'll get the other direction soon enough. Like I said, there's no rush. But he's doing good. He's moving his feet. He hasn't got a mouth, so I'm not really fussed at the moment. He's pretty relaxed with me sitting up there. At the moment, I don't really care where he goes. I could quit here and I'd be happy with the progress he made. He's had the gear on for the first time, bridle. There's a rider sitting on him and he's roaming around freely. He hasn't bucked. That's more than enough for the first day. There's no high expectations here. He's got the rest of his life to be ridden. So as long as he's happy with my weight on his back, that's a good start, I think. I think you see a lot of those cold starting competitions. The first day, they chase the horse around the round pen just to get the gear on. Even if they can manage to ride them on the first day, if you have a look at the horses and lather of sweat, I just don't believe there's any need to do that. When if you can keep them cool, they can take more in. There's no need to work it out of them first, just to get their attention. I've got this horse's attention. I'm just sitting on him quiet. He's listening. Even though he's got no mouth, he's never been mouthed, he has no side reins and things like that. He's still turning a little bit. He's getting a little out of focus when he's looking at something over there. So I'll try and keep him away from that, whatever it is, like I said, people, gates, doors. Try and keep them away from obstacles they're going to get stuck with. Sometimes it's best, they'll always walk towards people better than they will walk away, so sometimes it's best to get on the starters on the opposite end, down the back here of the arena, and let them walk forward towards the people. You won't have to push them. Then that could be enough momentum just to do a little U-turn and keep them on the move and get them back down the back again. It's always harder to push them away from people as it is to walk towards them, so keep that in mind. They've been domesticated, they know people are harmless, so it's a little safety zone for them. Just stick with the human, doesn't matter whether it's a stranger or not. A lot of people think because I ride him out in the open here for the first time, it's a bit more riskier, a bit harder than riding in a round pen, but it's not really, because what happens when you get on and you control this little circle you do with the first circle, you have a virtual round pen there. You have to push them out of that little round pen to get them to explore the arena. They're not really willing to go outside their little comfort zone. So it's not as hard as it looks. But I think he's done very well, this horse. He's walking around now. He's even turning, as you can see. He's still playing with the bit, but because I've kept him cool, just a slow turn to the left or right, he can take that in, and he's starting to turn for me. He didn't even have to go that far today, so we'll leave it there. We'll finish on a good note. Here we have a horse with the gear, the bridle and a rider on for the first time, and he's not sweating, he's not puffing.